So, in the year 2050, humans go to Mars. Hey guys, in 2250, humans are going to Mars. And hi guys, welcome to today's video. We'll be continuing our alternate future of the world series. And as we know, in the last episode, China got strong. But suddenly, in a surprise turn of events, China turns away from democracy. Well, Poland kinda did. But they're more of an empire, say, and Russia's starting to fall apart. But can Poland continue to be an empire? Well, it depends. They do have allies, but is it good enough? And then Germany is just weak-ish. But as we all know, are these borders thick or something? Nope, they're not thick boy borders. And well, there's a lot going on. And also, let's see how moon space colonization's going. Pretty good for some nations. Except for some reason, China's not part of an alliance anymore. I'm confused about that. Because they are. They're part of the green team. Which, yeah. China's one of the prominent members of. And yeah, what's next? Well, the Western team looks a lot smaller. Maybe Canada will be free again. Who knows? But Russia is headed towards them because that's their only choice. But with a big old man, somebody named Saudi Arabia, not going to point fingers at, decides, well, it's time to go after Oman. Or Yemen. I don't know what that is anymore. And well, yeah. And yeah, kinda. In about a week, most of their territory's gone. With almost all of their population taken, they're forced to capitulate, but they capitulate after they fall. So I guess they didn't exist when they capitulated, maybe. And Saudi Arabia signs a treaty with them for full annexation. Well, Iran wants its lands back as it takes a new side. It goes to China. Well, look at some of these countries trying to ease the tensions in this area. The Stan nations meet and they form Stanistan. Wait, what? Why am I calling it that? I guess it's a good name, like Stanistan. Stanistan. Like, instead of calling it the Stan Union, Stanistan is better. Or maybe it's just Stanistan, who knows? Nobody knows what this should be called, so let's just call it Stanistan, because it's Stanistan. It's Stanistan because it stands Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, and Kyrgyzstan. Yeah. And it stops tensions. With research being poured in and how to make the area great. Yeah, basically. But somebody wants to invade it. Not going to point fingers. As they meet with Iran about it. And well, a few of the Green Team members thought this was a democratic anti-war union, but figured out they're not anymore. Seeing the big change, a lot of nations leave. Yeah. And they start saying America is good. They include Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, and the Philippines, as they leave Indonesia alone. Because Indonesia doesn't change, but China's pretty upset at this, but not long after does somebody choose to change their opinion. And yeah, this occupation zone, they have to leave because they can no longer hold it with all the Western push. China's humiliated, but let's see what's about to happen. So some Chinese astronauts are headed for space. And well, they make it to space. And you know what they do when they make it to space? Well, they establish a colony, which is about right here. And yeah, with them breaking the news to everyone else. Yeah. CH. Okay, it's very small, but the map I have, as you can tell, is not that big. And the moon one, on the other hand, not that big either, I guess. But I think I can get these two letters to fit in. Maybe a 10 size. Any smaller and it's unreadable. So yeah. But you don't need to know what it says. And well, I made one mistake, kinda. Somebody's on Mars. But somebody isn't very far behind them. Shockingly. And that, surprise, surprise, is their enemy. Yep. I bet you didn't guess. Well, actually, it's the American Union, but let's just call it. Wait, you know what's funny? They changed the American Union back to the United States. But it still works as a good name. And you want to see a problem with this map? Well, let's say the USA and Canada actually should be united, unified. Who doesn't like unification, guys? I know everyone should. Where's can? Yep. And delete Canada. We can call it the US, but I'd rather call it the United States. Why? Because I can. And well, since China's here, well, let's color the packs then. And well, they're the first ones here. Well, this is just the beginning of the colonization. There's some push towards unifying South America, with Colombia deciding it's time to reform Gran Colombia. Why would they do this? Well, they just annexed Ecuador. No, not yet. But, okay, that's too thick, guys. Step 1 to reforming Gran Colombia starts as Colombia declares war on Ecuador. Why would they do this? Because they can. And why can they do this? Because they can. Why should they do that? Well, they shouldn't, but can they? Yes. Well, a swift invasion, especially here on these two spearheads towards Quito, which goes surprisingly well as Quito is taken. As the country is on the brink of collapse, Colombia goes down the Peruvian border. And yeah. And then they sneak in from Brazil somehow. But Brazil never knows their troops actually went in their territory. And well, with Colombia in a matter of days taking the country over. But can they keep it? It's hard to say yet. And well, they take a break for now. Their next step is to invade Venezuela. But can they? Really? It might not be easy. But could they? Yes. Has Russia changed a lot in this series? Yes. Has Russia get big? Yes. Has it got small? Yes. And now to Mars as a race starts. Let's see who comes next. The EAF comes. And they take a big sweep of land. Russia comes, Poland comes, and in over here. But Germany comes. Why would Germany come? Yes, they can. Wait, Germany exists, right? Yep. Germany comes. And what? Look. Yep. And this is France. And well, Britain is not here anymore. And well, Turkey lands. And Brazil comes here. So, well, I'm going to fix that one. On the moon. But no expansion really yet, because it takes a while to be ready for that. And then here, what should happen now? Well, the world is becoming weird, just saying. Maybe could South America become unified? I don't know yet. Colombia declares war on Venezuela. But to their surprise, Brazil comes out of nowhere and says, we declare war on everyone to the north of us. But as they are mobilizing, Colombia takes the opportunity to invade Venezuela. Because they can. As Venezuela collapses into another civil war, because it can. Fine, Venezuela got good and wealthy. And good. With Brazil moving its first forces across the border into Venezuela. And while they start pushing Colombian forces back, Colombia's like, well, we can distract them as they start sending forces to here. But Brazil intercepts that and starts their invasion. As they move across to cut Colombia and the Ecuadorian areas apart. And while they're doing that, they make a massive push into what's occupied in Venezuela as Colombia comes running across the border out. Nobody expected Brazil to do this. But nothing's done to Brazil. That's why this world has got so many wars. And well, as they take them out, the world is shocked at how that took 3 months. As nobody thought Brazil was that strong. But I can assure you they were wrong. As Brazil goes for full annexation and says we're going to unify South America. As they make Spanish an official language. Which it probably is. So maybe I shouldn't say that. But they have to have it as official. But I don't know if they would. It's definitely Portuguese. But that's it. Maybe. But this is now called the South American Union. And well, of course, if Brazil's become powerful, you know who they always go after in mapping videos? Well, if you don't, that's sad. It's just like how Poland's always attacked by people on it. But Poland's saying no more. With it becoming illegal to attack. And well, yeah, it looks bad on Brazil as Uruguay falls, but they don't really care. Brazil is hit with hard sanctions. Well, fine, it's the South American Union, which kept voting to do this, so it's democratic, I guess. But then again, those voting bins in an empire, I don't know if they're in an empire. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. As a monarch is elected. Wait, what? Okay, now we have a monarchy. But America's getting weak. But, you know, what can the world do? With nothing really happening, I don't know what to do. Maybe go to the moon and see what happens. Oh, China did something on the moon. They made another city called New Beijing. No, not New Shanghai. But everybody is saying, why would they do it in that location? Right on their border. But then they found out what their real motivation was. They signed an alliance with Brazil. You know what they both did? Well, they both just expand rapidly. As they're competing over moon resources in this region. It's heard there's a lot of moon resources. Well, they divide the new Chinese Empire and the Brazilian Empire meeting. Brazil declares that they are willing and ready to join the pact. And now let's try again. Okay, it didn't do anything. That didn't work, guys. So let's go to Earth, where Brazil joins. But it's not just Brazil who joins. Fine, maybe it is. No. Another country joins. Egypt. And Saudi Arabia joined too. Now let's look at this planet. Does it have... Well, it definitely has Poland. And Poland definitely goes over there. Okay, none there. And now let's go to Poland up here. Poland joined. This was a shock. But it seems a lot of newly imperial nations are joining them. And well, Poland's just getting strong. But suddenly they have the first Crimean revolt. Which some Ukrainians within Crimea and Russians rise up against Poland. And while they move up, and some rise up in the Kherson and Zaporizhia regions. And well, becomes known as Poland's worst day. But Poland is not going to give up. They claim that this fight is not okay. But the problem is that, well, their movements get faster. As they move as they move to take all of Crimea, move across here. They want to reform Ukraine. As they move right up, cutting one region off. As they're moving further into Ukrainian territories. As these lands kind of fall after all the forces just leave. And well, Poland's in trouble as they're kicked very far back. Almost all the way to Kiev. But Poland retaliates and starts taking bombing strikes and then manages to push them back. Odessa being started as Odessa falls, and then they move towards Kherson, which they take. And they start moving in on one side of the Dnieper River, even though they're on both sides as they move in. Russia tells them to stop or they'll retaliate, but Poland does nothing. As this then happens, with a nice holdout in this region, but they start crumbling it. With Russia saying you're in our territory now. Well, there's nothing they can do. with Ukraine successfully kicking the rebels back all the way. And Poland increases its military spending by doubling it. But that's as far as Russia can go. As a big region, 2 regions now declare their independence. One claims to be the Siberian Republic. Okay, that's cool. And then the other claims to be Tatarstan, which says, can we join Stanistan? And Dagestan says, can we? Well, they say yes. So Dagestan joins, and yeah. But illegally, well, they take advantage of the situation in Russia to illegally annex lands and connect to Chechnya. No, Dagestan. And well, that's pretty much all they do. But as they see China's growing threat, they and Siberia join. Siberia says claims all of the Chinese Siberia. With Russia still claiming all of its territories of the Russian Empire. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe. Why should you like and subscribe? Because it's a great day. Did you guys know? I didn't. No? Fine. It is a great day. And you should really consider subscribing, as it is really great for the channel. And yeah, and you can follow me on Instagram at WildMapper. So continue doing it. So continue subscribing, as subscribing really helps this channel. So please like, subscribe, and comment. That's all for today's video. Why should you comment? Engagement. Why should you subscribe? Because that's good. So that's all for today's video. Please like and subscribe. That's all for today's video. WildMapper out.